Now, sir, if you would, please put your hand on this copy of Richard Dawkins' The Greatest Show on Earth and answer the following question. Are you now, or have you ever been, a member of the intellectual dark web?
No.
We'll have to verify that. Verified, you may continue.
Thank you.
Thank you for your digital testimony. You may proceed. All right. Tell us why you want to be a member of the LAYMAN'S International Intellectual Conversation Group.
My name is Stephen Cleghorn, aka William T. Long story, never mind. I don't have any major Ivy League credentials. I did go to college, graduated from high school, traveled a bit, like to read books. I'm curious about most things. I'm attracted to intellectualism and intellectuals. I don't consider myself an intellectual. I'm not an elite player. I've never been in the UFC. I couldn't ever be in the UFC regardless of how many parallel universes there might be. I couldn't make it in the NFL at any time in my life, even when I was in my prime as an athlete. I was a mediocre student. There's no way I can hold a conversation with any real intellectual on any level that would be interesting to anybody except for me and the people that I share a bottle of beer with. Or maybe some other people who might find me good company for some reason. I understand why people are not attracted to intelligence or truth-seeking or wisdom, because they feel like it's an elitist thing, a con game, not in their own best interest. And yet, I think that intellectual pursuits, as well as truth-seeking and sense-making, and trying to up your saginess quotient or your wisdom quotient or whatever, is a good thing, and that most people should engage in that process. I just don't think the culture is ready for it right now. And I'm unsure as to how the interwebs and technology and globalization as we know it today and the economy situation and whatnot is going to help us to achieve that end. I don't know if 3% of the world's population is enough to tip us over the top and to give us a shot at a future for future generations, but I do care about that. I'd like to see it happen. What do we do to get that paradigm shift going, and what is the new paradigm? I don't know. I'm ignorant, I'm stupid, I'm a moron. But I still want to engage in this process of learning and growing and whatnot. I'd like to find other normal people like me who are not that smart to have conversations about the smart guys, kind of like people do when they comment on the UFC or whatever. I am a member of certain platforms, of former members or current members or whatever of the intellectual dark web. Okay, so I am a member of several platforms. I do pay some Patreon accounts and I pay to play, not to play, sometimes I leave comments, but to listen and to learn. And I'd like to talk to other people like me who do the same thing, kind of like fanship, you know? Like people talk about movies after, or TV series like Game of Thrones, or they have a podcast talking about, you know, UFC people who fight. You know, maybe we could have a conversation about some of these people that we admire and think are so smart. Make it a little more accessible to the rest of the people in the world who think it's too heady, too intellectual, too highfalutin.
Thank you. That was fine. We'll review your application and contact you soon.
Thank you.